The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Uno prepareth a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with no oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadama we go to Mabea Tela. Oh, how good and how pleasant it is for Jaja people to live together in unity. It's like a precious ointment coming upon the head, go down to the beard. The head and beard of Aaron go down all the way to his robes. Jah love it everybody where you give everybody a gift of life. And I give thanks. Auma Usobolisa. I don't know what to. A sick player 4. Oh, atanyu mo oh you wala dong. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power in my name. Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes. Leave aside their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. In the aftermath, they produce food. Ironically, they do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us, the eaters, who do, yet every time. The black pot and the ingredients will collaborate to produce food. And that cyclical sacrifice continues. What lesson can we take from this? It's a lesson of selflessness, a lesson of generational thinking. Oh, yes. It's a great lesson of sacrifice. My brother, my sister, it's also a lesson of selflessness. No nation can ever develop without sacrifice. No nation can ever be built on a bedrock devoid of sacrifice. That is why when the national anthem of Ghana plays and you listen to the words, you feel like you want to weep. You listen to the national pledge, you want to weep. Our heritage won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. No nation was ever won without blood and sacrifice. My brother, my sister, if the doctor told you that you will die in just 2 days, would you still go ahead and plant a tree which will take 30 years to grow? Or would you rather spend your money on ice cream that you will eat and then just die and go away? How many of us, if we went to the hospital and were told that we had HIV/AIDS, will go around looking for every young girl to give it to or every young man to give it to? How many of us, if we had all the blessing in the world and we were told to bless people because in 2 days we will die, some of us would like to go to our graves with a blessing? How many herbalists in Ghana discovered great medicines and great cures, yet they never taught even their own sons and daughters? They went into the grave with that knowledge. My brother, it's a lesson of selflessness. That is why we call it the black pot. And we told you, in every traditional African home, there's a black pot. And each time it's on the fire, we know there's something good cooking. What is the black pot in your life? Your black pot is probably your head. What is cooking in your head? If every herbalist who knew some little secret would teach it to at least their children, we will have a better place. Look at KFC. Do you know the story of KFC? We were told from history that the recipe actually came from a black woman. And this black woman taught it out. At the end of the day, she was alienated. That's what we were told. But the owner of KFC kept the secret and taught it only to family, close family. They have kept this secret for so many years now, and it's still going on. Is it true that it was a black woman who discovered the recipe? Today, we don't want to go too much into history, so we are going to keep it on a level platform. Very topical. Nana Drobo discovered a very potent medicine for HIV/AIDS, we're told. He died with it. He didn't even teach his children. There are many more such people who were gifted with so much knowledge, but they preferred to die with the knowledge rather than giving it out to people. But the story in the black pot is different. It's a lesson of selflessness. It's a lesson of generational thinking. It's a lesson of sacrifice. My brother, my sister, when we do good, let us not wait to have a thank you back. When my grandfather was planting that tree, that took 30 years to bear fruits, he didn't wait to hear the thank you before he died. He died and went away. As we started benefiting from the fruits of the tree, then we said, Grandpa did so well. It was too late to shake hands with him and say thank you. But we still said thank you, which located him wherever he was. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Now, my brother, my sister, it's an interesting day, and we are live on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Black Empire Media. That's BLAKK Empire Media. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you'll be the very first person to watch us. Oh, yes. And I have good news for you. As you can see, it's scrolling. We are going to all 16 regions of Ghana from March, yes, the 2nd of March, to talk patriotism. Do you want to donate anything to this cause? Remember, patriotism is not forced. It is lived. Don't force yourself to donate. If you can donate, donate to the cause. You can send us Momo, Sendwave, or anything at all. We shall receive it and we shall acknowledge every penny we receive. In fact, we will publish it if you wouldn't mind. If you don't want your name to be published, please identify yourself so we'll keep it away from the public. Or else, even if 1 penny is received, we shall publish it. You can also send some cash to us via the Black Empire Media account number, which is rolling on the screen. And the Swift code is also added. My brother, my sister, we are going to all 16 regions of Ghana. We're going to be talking patriotism. We will go and locate a place where we'll meet students from the whole area. Talk to them. After that, we will refresh them. We shall give them drinks to refresh them. So you can also donate in kind. Yes, maybe drinks, maybe some food that you can meet us at every venue. We will give it to the students who will eat. Right after that, around 7 p.m., we shall have a concert for those who don't like to listen to speeches, to dance to music. And we'll take the opportunity to also speak to them about patriotism amidst the music. In every region, we shall plant a flag, a Ghana flag, big one. And we shall go around with 100,000 miniature Ghana flags. Wherever we go, we are distributing flags. 100,000. We are thinking about making it 160,000 Ghana flags. So that in every region we'll give 10,000 Ghana flags. That is the work. One man cannot do it. Let's all come together and support. Patriotism is powerful, isn't it? This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Without much ado, today we have 5 very important issues we need to look at. And I need you to come along. Come here, my youth. Number 1, run it, my youth. General Mosquito, wicked Mosquito. I like General Mosquito. We all know General Mosquito, right? That's the man. He's a politician who has paid his dues. In the days of Rawlings, in fact, he was there. He was quite close to Rawlings. He did a lot in the world of politics. He knows so much about Ghanaian politics. And he is a very hilarious person. Anytime he speaks, in fact, I want to smile cheek to cheek. This is a man you cannot hate. I love General Mosquito. But it looks like General Mosquito is spreading malaria. He's becoming a wicked mosquito. Now there was a certain video that came out, and we saw some NDC members taking a vow. In fact, they spread some white calico on the floor, and these NDC members were supposed to climb on that, and then they will repeat a vow that was told to them by their initiator. And what did he say? If I do anything against my party, may I die. If I do anything against my party and betray my party, may my firstborn die. That was what all of them said, one after the other. We identified some of the members. We want to keep the names away. And you can also find those videos. They are online everywhere. We are not going to play the video here. But for a moment, I thought it was a joke. Then it was posed to General Mosquito. And General Mosquito had this to say. Run it, my youth. Watch this. And this is from Ghana Web. He says, it's nothing new. Mosquito on NDC executives oaths to sacrifice firstborns. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Asedu Nkatia, known popularly as General Mosquito, says he sees nothing wrong with the party executives vowing to sacrifice their firstborn if they betray the political party during the election. Listen to this. It's about their political party. And that if they betray the political party, may their firstborns die, and may they themselves die, whilst some calico is spread on the floor and they are hopping on it one after the other. To him, it's not a crime to vow when you are put in a position of influence. And he therefore finds it very funny how some members of the governing NPP are making a big deal out of it. Asedu Nkatia, who spoke on Despite Media, said, how and when did it become a problem for people to vow to betray when they have been put in positions of influence? I don't see the fuss over this because it is nothing new. He continued, didn't President Akufo-Addo vow when he was made president of Ghana? How did this become a crime that someone is being made to be accountable in a position he has been given? It could be remembered that in a video that went viral on social media, some executives of the National Democratic Congress were seen vowing that they would stay true to the NDC during the elections. The executive said if they betrayed their political party, their firstborn should be sacrificed in their place. That's it. I have a problem. In fact, the equalization is not equal. Number two, it is a very lousy way to try and compare this kind of vow to the vow the president took. Asedu Nkatia is smarter than this, and I'm quite disappointed. Is the NDC an occultic movement? Is it an occult? Better still, is it a cult? What is this thing about laying down calico and people are stepping on it? And if they betray their party, not the nation, the party, that they should die, their firstborn should also die. Is it a cult? It smacks of occultism. It smacks of blood sacrifice. It smacks of nothing but death. My brother, why are they not vowing that they should die? They are vowing that their firstborn should die. What have their firstborns done? Their firstborns have done absolutely nothing wrong. If you are taking a vow, take that vow so that your useless self will die. In fact, I wish they had even vowed that they shouldn't just die. They should have liver cirrhosis, cancer of the testicles, in fact, erectile dysfunction, these ones. This would be enough so that they will suffer before they die. Why do you drag your firstborns in? Is it an occultic vow? I'm truly disappointed in General Mosquito for saying that it is okay and that the president vows. What kind of vow does the president take? It's the vow of office that he shall do everything in his power to fulfill the whims and caprices of the nation. And that he shall put the nation first. And that everything he does would inure to the benefit of the nation. At the end of the day, what does he say? So help me God. He doesn't say his son should die. Your innocent son is sleeping in school. Your innocent son is probably even just born. And then you are already drawing him into your foolishness. This is absolute foolishness. It's absolute foolishness. Is this what you want to bring into power? So that when you come into power, it will be all about your party. After all, the vow was for your party and not for the nation. This is what we have been criticizing the NPP for. When Nana Akufo-Addo went to the people of Ekunfi, better still, when the people of Ekunfi went to Nana Akufo-Addo and asked him and demanded their well-deserved development, what did he tell them? Oh, you voted my MP out of the place. That's why I decided to ignore you. Such a foolish statement. And this old president is not ready to accept that. It's a stupid statement he made. What the heck is happening? Some irresponsible old men in power, and they do it with such effrontery. It's not funny. The money you are using to develop the place is not your money. It doesn't come from your pocket. It's the money of the people of Ghana. And you are behaving like you are the Almighty. You voted my MP out of power. For that matter, I decided to ignore you people. What carelessness. That's what the president said. It was all about his party, not about the nation. It didn't matter if the people of Ekunfi needed that development on a life and death situation. What mattered to the president was that his MP had been removed. For that matter, the people of Ekunfi could go to hell. He was not ready to support. Such a dirty-minded president. Useless president. They will never apologize. It's the same thing this president went to the Volta region and told the people, yes, you don't vote for me. We know that you don't vote for us. But we have decided to come and solidarize with you. Good information, bad time. The people have had floods. They are suffering. Their property washed away. Food washed away. They are hungry. And you go to them, dangling a carrot in front of them and insulting them at the same time. This is what the Dagombes say every time. Dante makatuma manje. Dinya la dante makatuma manje la 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 la. If you buy for me and you insult me later, I don't want it. Keep it. That is the pride of the Dagomba. If you are giving it to me, fine. But to give it to me and insult me later, don't try. Take it. I will go hungry. I will survive the hunger. My brother, until Ghanaians develop that dantumaka manje attitude, we will continue to be misused by these dirty politicians. How can General Mosquito belittle our common sense like this? President vows. It's a vow of office that he will do A, B, C, D, E, F for the nation, on behalf of the nation. At the end of the day, he says, so help me God. You have some of your executives walking on top of some white calipo and vowing to sacrifice their firstborns. How different are you from that guy? That guy whose father was a powerful Nkrumahis and he himself has become a sellout. Dan Kwabuzia guy. What's his name? Freddie Blakk. Freddie Blakk said politics was so sweet. In fact, he could even sell his mother to do politics. And when we pressured him, what did the old man say? Oh, my mother has long been dead. I was only cracking a joke. And I told him, your mother is so ashamed of you where she is right now. An old man like you. You crack a joke with your mother who gave birth to you. You are a joke. Get out of here. Some of these old men, they make us talk to them anyhow. But we try as much as possible to stay away. Because when we grow old, we pray that we don't lose our senses like them. General Mosquito, be careful. That thing that you said can cost you a lot of votes. That thing that you said can cost you a lot. Anyway, come here. All the executives who are standing on that calipo and swearing, do they all have children? Do they have children? Do they have children? You see, when we say politicians can sacrifice people in order to get to power, some people say they don't understand. Nana Akufo-Addo, 9 people were gunned down for him to come into power. He has never apologized or started an investigation into that. That's why many people say, you guys are all occultists. You guys are serving Satan. You guys are ready to spill blood in order to achieve your whims and caprices. You see, this is an example. You go into some building. You are hopping around some calico. And you are telling people that you are ready to sacrifice your firstborn children. Do they all have children? Please don't drag your firstborns into this. Leave your children to enjoy their lives. You have decided to chalk this path. You have decided to take this journey. Let every consequence befall you. Leave your children out of this foolishness and nonsense. General Mosquito, I thought you were only a mosquito, but now you are becoming a vampire. Please be careful. I beg you. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to see this as a slip of tongue. Or else, it's terrible. What you did was an occultic vow to sacrifice children, innocent children. Then you are a killer. Dash the mosquito away. Come here. Next one. Daniel Amartey goes mad in Ivory Coast. Who is Daniel Amartey? You know this guy, very strong in defense, right? Plays solid. Sometimes he overlaps. That's what we call that in football. He will leave his position, goes in there to do whatever and come back. He's a very powerful player. This player here is very powerful. His team adores him. Ghanaians love him. In fact, he was happy to come and play for Ghana. He's played for Ghana several times. It's an opportunity to show that he has it. Then he got to the Ivory Coast. He's been benched for the first 2 matches played. And now it looks like he has lost it. So he decided that he would delete all the photographs of the Black Stars from his Instagram account. And we were told that he did it. Did he really do it? Why did he do it? Was it because it's not been filtered so far? We're going to go into it. Run the story, my youth. This is coming from, Ghana Scores. Yes? And it says, Afcon 2023. Chris Hutton commends Daniel Amartey's professionalism amidst limited playing time. And this was published when? 21st January 2024. Today is what? 22nd. So this was published only yesterday. Run it, my youth. Watch this. It says, the Ghana coach Chris Hutton has praised the professionalism displayed by Daniel Amartey despite the players' lack of game time at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Amartey, who represents Besiktas in the Turkish top flight, has yet to feature for the Black Stars in the tournament. Hutton opted for Mohamed Salisu and Alexander Jiku in the central defense during the first 2 games. Speaking ahead of the crucial clash against Mozambique, Hutton revealed that he has discussed Amartey's situation with the player. Daniel Amartey is an extremely good professional. I am not sure there's any player who is happy when he is not playing. I have spoken to him regarding his lack of games, stated Hutton, acknowledging Amartey's commitment to the team despite limited playing opportunities. With both Ghana and Mozambique needing a victory to progress to the next round. The upcoming clash is of paramount importance. Cape Verde have already secured the group's top spot, and Egypt is second place with 2 points, whilst Ghana and Mozambique each have 1 point. Now the Black Stars are determined to secure a decisive win and advance in the tournament, setting the stage for an intense and crucial battle against Mozambique. Wow. Now the coach said something interesting. He said no player is happy when he's not playing. I agree with him. Daniel Amartey was not happy that he wasn't playing. And because he was not playing, he decided to delete everything Ghana on his Instagram page. It doesn't show patriotism. Nah. I know you are angry. When you were playing and some were sitting on the bench, did they delete Black Stars photos and Ghana photos from their Instagram page? Did they throw bombs and tantrums around? Daniel Amartey, I know that they have psychologists when they go for some of these games. Where is the Ghana psychologist? The psychologist should be talking to some of these people. When you were playing and others were sitting on the bench, you didn't complain, you didn't delete anything. Those who were not playing, there are some tournaments, people go all the way from the beginning to the finals, and they never even kick the ball once. Yet next time they are invited, they come again, and they are equally good players. This is arrogance. It's arrogance. It's because of some of these reasons. Anywhere I go, I like to take the back bench. I don't want disappointment. And I don't want to raise myself in any way. After all, who am I? Daniel Amartey, with all love and respect, I am a big fan of yours. But remember, it's Ghana first. You sitting on the bench could even send strong signals to those who have replaced you that they need to do better. And that will inure to the benefit of Ghana. True? My brother, if you go to a certain competition and you realize that your teachers are even sitting on the bench and you have been fielded, what does it tell you? It doesn't tell you to disrespect your teachers. It only tells you that, well, if my teacher can be on the bench, it means that I need to rise powerfully to the occasion in order not to embarrass the nation. You are setting a very terrible precedence. I don't want to use harsh words on you, because you availed yourself like the others to play for Ghana. Now, next time we see a younger player doing the same thing that you have done, would you be in a moral position to talk to them and tell them that, well, this is not good? You set the precedence. You set the precedence. It's like a certain reggae show, and reggae people are invited, and Black Rasta is not invited. Some of the upcoming ones are invited. You know what? If I have the opportunity, I'll go and support them. Please do not always feel that entitled. Oh, I am the oldest amongst them, or I am the best amongst them. For that matter, I have to make it happen. I have to go there. Be disciplined, my brother. Please. The deletion, I'm sure it has an expiry period. Go and bring back those photos. Ghana has not done anything to you. If anything at all, blame the coach. You cannot blame Ghana. How can you let a British man, that guy say a British coach, British guy comes into the country and he makes you disrespect your country like that? If anything at all, walk up to him and tell him that, yo, coach, I think that you are not treating me good. You are the coach, I respect you, but look at the form that I have. What is happening? Now the coach has to be the bigger man. He comes to tell you that, well, I am not fielding you because of A, B, C, D. But when we progress to this state, we will do this with you. That's the work of the psychologist. I'm so disappointed. He deleted Black Stars photographs, everything from his Instagram account. Yes, it's your Instagram account, but what you are deleting is the problem. It's like you buy a Ghana flag and say, it's my Ghana flag, I bought it. Then you set it on fire. Nah. Yes, it's your Ghana flag, but the disrespect is going to your nation. Please, I am not happy with you. I'm not happy with you. If I were the coach, I would not field you for the rest of the tournament. If I were the coach, I will not field you for the rest of the tournament. So that at the end of the day, we will pick up a bigger lesson of patriotism. The win is not as important as the lesson. Write it down. The win is not as important as the lesson we learn from the loss. Jesus. Dash it away. When we return, we got more. My name is Blakk Rasta. And remember to send your messages in. We are going to read every message that you send in. Remember to also like the page. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco chora, mano.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushuna, and here we speak truth to power. Next story. And I love this story. It's almost like the Daniel Amartey story. We are still at Afcon, the African Cup of Nations. Samuel Eto'O delivers emotional message at Afcon. Who is this Samuel Eto'O? He won the best footballer a number of times. Right? Africans know him so well. He's a Cameroonian. Recently, a dirty dictator in his country called Paul Biya decided to give him a certain post in the football space. Now, this was a man who sued a journalist who said some nasty things about him when they traveled to Gabon for a certain games. The journalist at the end of the day lost his life. He was brutally murdered. I want to spare you all the details. But a Cameroonian journalist. In fact, they abducted him, stripped him naked, tortured him, including connecting live electricity wires to his testicles. And finally, killing him and throwing him out on the streets naked when he was already decomposing. If I mean to go into that story, it will be another 1 hour. You know I love history. Let us break it down. Samuel Eto'O is a fine gentleman, right? Samuel Eto'O. Very nice gentleman. He's got some charities around the world, especially in Africa. And when he was playing football, he was the toast of many. Very beautiful football he played. He went to Afcon. Hey! And he spoke to the Cameroonian national team after they lost to Senegal. And this is captured by the Zambian press. When I read it, I was touched. Tears ran down my eyes. This is the same message I keep preaching every time. Run it, my youth. Watch this. It says, Samuel Eto'O's direct message to the Cameroonian players after the defeat against Senegal. And this is Samuel Eto'O standing there. Himself was a player of the national team. This is yesterday, January 21, 2024, captured by the Zambia press. Samuel Eto'o's direct message to the Cameroonian players after the defeat against Senegal. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Samuel Eto'o's direct message to the Cameroonian players after the defeat against Senegal. Dear brothers, I understand you. Many of you were not born in Cameroon and have never played for a club in Cameroon. The advice of a Cameroonian coach is beneficial to a footballer from the start of his career until the end. You who were born there have too many rights over the leaders. Cameroon taught me that I am a soldier within the national team. I will die with this spirit. A soldier within the national team. That I will die with that spirit. Cameroon has just gone through humiliation just because love for the fatherland is not 100% there. Excuse me for talking about myself. I could play 2 matches on the same day for the love of our beautiful country. I did it. Roger Miller did it. Francois Oman Beyik did it. Do you believe that Cameroon paid us more than our clubs? Not even 1/10 of what we received anywhere. You play with too many reserves. What are you afraid of? Dying for the homeland surpasses all the money on this earth. Manga Ongwene broke his foot for this country. He was better than me at the time. He continues to respect his country despite everything. What I remember from you this Friday, we made a mistake bringing you in to play for the flag. But after the Afcon, things will change. We are going to do a patriotism test. Before, and underline that, we are going to do what? A patriotism test. Before having young Cameroonians play in the national team. Good continuity in the competition. And this is from Canal and Can. Yes, Canal, Can. Hey. How did you feel hearing this message? My brother, a lot of African countries have very good players, but no patriotism. And this is what I keep hammering every time. You heard what Samuel Eto'o said. To play for a club in Cameroon and listen to the words of a Cameroonian coach is a badge of honor to the rest of the world. You are too comfortable playing in Europe. You don't have the spirit of patriotism. Oman Beyik played. Samuel Eto'o was just one of the few that came. They were bigger and better players than him, as he mentioned. Eto'o is just a Johnny just come. When you watch African football, Cameroon used to be one of the best. We all remember some of the wonderful players that Cameroon gave to us. Look at Roger Miller. He became the oldest player to play at the World Cup. And anytime he scored, the dance, the Cameroonian dance that he did became the toast of the world. He will go into his grave with that badge of honor, not the money he made from his clubs. World Pele, Arantes de Nascimento. He refused to play for any country in the world, just to stay in his country and improve his country's football. That remained a badge of error for him till he went into his grave. A big badge of error, of honor. Today, some of our players, they do not want to pick up an injury. 50-50 chances, they let the chances go because they don't want to scratch their legs. Some of them don't even want to head the ball because they have jelly curls. They spend so much money working on their hair. So the hair is glittering. The ladies will see and shout, "Woo!" Some of them do not even know what the colors of their national flags mean. You will be shocked. Let FIFA do a test. Let Afcon do a test. Let the players come one after the other. Let them ask them to identify first and foremost their national flags. A lot of them will fail. I'm telling you before God and man. A lot of them know their club flags more than their national flags. Don't go too much into the history. Just ask them, what do the colors of your national flag stand for? You will be shocked. Some of them will tell you that the red stands for Sobolo. My brother, this is what Samuel Eto'O is telling them. After this Afcon, the team will change. We will now have what? A patriotism test. We need that in Ghana. We are full of ego. The slightest brush of ego, we flare up and we don't want to represent the nation. What is happening? Now, Samuel Eto'O says, Cameroon has been humiliated. How many goals did they take from Sierra Leone? Senegal. They were beaten badly. And according to him, they were humiliated. There are times when clubs take 6 goals. Ghana beat Egypt 6-1 the other time, right? 6-1. But the Egyptian team didn't feel humiliated. You know what? For the materials they had, that was the best they could give. But with the Cameroonian side, they had a solid team, but ego. Look at that player who decided to, that goalkeeper who decided to arrive late. Onana decided to arrive late because he's a superstar. He decided to arrive late. And it's an attitude of Africans, especially Ghanaians and Nigerians. Important people don't arrive early at meetings. If you arrive early, it means you are not important. You schedule the meeting, call the meeting for 2 o'clock. The man who convenes the meeting himself is not there. He comes 2 hours late because he's an important guest. That's why the Togolese footballer, former international, what's his name again? What? Adebayo. He told him, you, when I was the most important player in the Togolese team, supposedly, I never arrived late in camp. And of course, it's one of the biggest international football stars we have had from Togo. He arrived on time. He was in the bus when armed robbers attacked them and fired them. He said he was not going to play for his team again because he saw death. The team was not protected. But at the end of the day, he played. I salute them. This is a message to all of us. Patriotism first. The nation was there before you. The nation protected you and guided you. The nation gave you your identity. Please respect the identity. I leave it here. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo. When we return, we will be reading your messages. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Kokushonomo.
This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Shonamon. Here we talk only patriotism, nothing more. And remember, here we don't criticize. If we must criticize, we will only just criticize to build and not to destroy. Come here. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. It's all about the nation. It's all about the continent. It's all about the people. This is the Black Pot. Now let's see your messages. Come here, my youth. Okay. So, Danny, GH74 Men's, says, Blakk, I need a donation contact. Well, the number is rolling on the screen. You can see it coming down right now. It says send donations to +233 244 499 461. That is our number. Blakk Empire Media. This is the number you have always contacted us on. We are going to get a merchant number. We are trying to get it from MTN, so that we'll put up the merchant number too, where you will see Blakk Empire Media in there. But this one, you will see a name like Ahmed Abubakar. Ahmed Abubakar. That is the name on it. It's very authentic, and we're going to publish all the names, everyone who was supported, just for transparency and accountability. Yeah? So Wade Adams says, hey, Black Rasta, Mr. Patriotism and Pan-Africanism, God elevate your status and generations unborn will come to read about you, general and visionary guy. Thank you so much, Wade Adams. God bless you too. And it says, this year, as we all know, is election year, and you are one of the guys that you'd trust in journalism. I appreciate that. And I'm doing everything I can. Same things I've done in the past that gave me the credibility. We are even becoming more and more credible because we have been able, with all these years, to prove that we are not sellouts. What the Adam says, my humble appeal is, why don't you do us a favor and interview those standing for parliamentary elections? Trust me, it's going to make a great impact in the decision of the youth. Those standing are many, my brother. There are many. A number of political parties plus independent candidates in every constituency. At least we'll be interviewing 3. At least. Times the number of constituencies. Over 200 and something. It's going to be a lot for us to be able to finish interviewing. But we can interview the presidential candidates. Those who are aspiring. But whatever it is, we don't necessarily have to even interview them. Other people are interviewing them. From what they say, we will still bring the message here and propagate that. We want them to be free. We don't want them to meet us and get scared because a lot of them think that we are so, what's the word? Confrontational. That's the word. Musa says, you stop bashing Baumia, the serial liar. You have taken a bribe, shame. Musa, I know that you are just cracking a joke. I know you are cracking a joke. I stopped. He said, I've stopped bashing Baumia because I have taken a bribe from Baumia. Hey, Musa, this guy standing in front of you, is he bribable? Eh? All these years, we didn't take a bribe. Is it now that we are all grey that we're going to take a bribe? May God give you Iman. You know what Iman means? Faith. May God bless you with faith. Hey, do you listen to my radio show? Do you listen to my radio show? I do too. You know that. Radio, and I don't repeat things I do on radio here. So if you don't get what you want to hear here, you get it on radio. I forgive you. And a lot of people here will forgive you as well. Wanini Boy says, welcome, Blakk. King Blakk, every Monday is your birthday. Well, that's right. Francis Ampim says, Blakk, it's a brand new Monday evening, and I'm so excited to be in class. Teach me patriotism, my legend. Blessed love. And then Danny Mans, GH74, says, peace, Blakk. Do you remember Rawlins's famous statement of swearing before the local deity? The corrupt people of GH, fortunately, are deterred by divinity. Yes. That to me is an individual responsibility. Yes. It's an individual responsibility. So when you make it for everybody to swear by a certain divinity, everybody, that is why even when you are swearing at the end of it as the president, you are asked to swear by your faith. Is it the cross? Is it the Bible? Is it the Quran? But here, whether Christian or Muslim, they are asked to stand on a certain white calipo and make vows. To who? They don't fear it. So don't force patriotism. By their fruits you should know them. That is why we have to put in all the checks and balances. If they are not delivering, please, let's take them to the farm. That's the jail. Let them work and plant corn and cassava for us to eat. I don't believe in jailhouses. Turn all the jailhouses into hotels. Let's take them there. Every day, let them go and farm. That is more productive. Right? Delary says, good morning, Blakk, the Rasta. Watching you live from the United States. Keep on with the good work. Blessed love, Delary. Jennifer, as we come in. Says, Wayo. Run it, my youth. Come here. Good evening, Blakk. Watching you live. Blessed love. Jennifer, as we come in. Delary says, come here, my youth. Adam Roti says, Wayo. Danny Man says, maybe we should have the civil service swearing to stop corruption. Didn't someone swear in the name of God's favor and in his return sacrifice the first thing he sees on his return? Yes. First thing could be anything. But of course, these are days of the Old Testament. Even God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son. At the end of the day, he deemed it fit to say, nah, leave the innocent boy alone. There is a sheep here you can sacrifice unto me. You see, so you can't force people. You can't bring innocent children into this. Let the children live. Right? Run it, my youth. More stories. All right? All right, so this one comes from Bantasi Abdul Latif. He says, Assalamu alaikum, Blakk Rasta. I am watching you from Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. Blakk, keep the fire burning. I will. Thank you so much, Bantasi Abdul Latif. Creative One says, teach, my Lord. Danimans, GH74 says, taking a vow is not devilish. It's a freedom of choice and association. Agents have betrayed the party in the last outing. So this time, the loyalty. The people have to be patriotic. So you see, Danny, I don't have a problem with who wants to worship what deity. I have a problem with who is swearing loyalty to a tributary when he should be swearing to a source. Why do you swear allegiance to your political party when the main Ghana is sitting there? They say when they betray their party, they should die. Their firstborn should die. Let them rather swear that when they fail Ghana, they should suffer. They should do this. They should do that. Those who were swearing, it's their choice. They decided to go and swear. A lot of them would even bullshit it and say, oh, this doesn't work. After all, I'm Christian or I am Muslim. So in all cases, let us swear by our faith. My brother, that's what it is. Isa, prominent king, says, I can't wait for the patriotic tour. I will really be happy if I can take a picture with you, my role model, my heartbeat. Oh, yes. I'll be glad. Hail Marcos, it's been a long time, my brother. He says, as the sun shines from the east to the west, so is your patriotism. Greetings from the Midwest of the United States to you, my King Blakk Rasta. Enough respect every time. Blessed love, Hail Marcos. Thank you so much. We are happy to have you again. Gibson Okai says, keep the fire burning. I am watching you live from Sechidumase, Ashanti. I will have to try and come to Sechidumase. I'm not sure I've been there yet. I will be there. Over the weekend, I was at, what's the waterfall called? What's the name of the waterfall? Name like that. Around, Koforidua. I'll try and remember that name. And we were there to have fun. And then we shot a music video there as well. Yes, thank you so much. Mohammed Banjaya 1 says, the Lion King is here, roaring truth to power already. Teach Karimba. Karimba is the school teacher. Run the story, my youth. Come here. You think say you did wise. Well, he signed MC Scorpion. That's it. Well, we thank you so much. Keep your messages coming in. We will read the second batch before we go. Next story, my youth. Funny Face cries for mercy. Who is Funny Face? You know Funny Face, don't you? I don't know why he decided to call himself Funny Face, because his face is actually not funny. But what he says, very, very funny. You will laugh. At a point, he was Ghana's #1 comedian and all that. He fell on bad days, and then he went through some humiliation. He's been married twice, and both of them fell on the rocks. Last time I checked, the second woman wanted to return to him. I think she was called Vanessa or something. After his first marriage broke down, he said that he made a mistake by following big buttocks and not brain and character. For me, I thought that was harsh, but we understood him. He went through some mental trauma. In this country, we don't respect mental illness. I respect this brother. Last week, he came to my radio station, and when I met him, I could just read from his body chemistry that, oh, it's me, I am here. And whatever you have heard about me, please find a way to see me as a new person. That was what I could read from him. I shook hands with him. I wanted to whisper something into his ears, but there were people around, so I just embraced him, and I'm sure he read it from the heartbeat. This is Funny Face. Cow and Chicken. He also had a song called Aponchi Pumbe. The children loved him. But he went through some mental stress, and the people who were helping him became his target. Somebody like Father Dixon of UTV used to give him a lot of money. He employed him to do one or two things, sometimes just free cash, and would even give money to his wife. But he insulted him unprintable words. And it was uncalled for. Then Adebayo bought him, I was told, 4 different cars. Some of the most expensive cars here in Ghana. He bought for him. He loved him. There was a time people were even rumoring about what kind of relationship they had. But it came out that Adebayo just had a great heart. My brother, he insulted Adebayo as well. Because Adebayo told him, stop these things that you are doing. Please stop. And he kept doing it. Adebayo felt insulted, and then he unfriended him. He ended up in the mental hospital. And Adebayo went all the way to meet him there. At the mental hospital, he danced with him. They danced together. For me, Adebayo never ceases to impress me any day. I've never met him. But he's a guy that I would love to meet and embrace and say, yo, even though I've never received a penny from you, I have received everything from you. He's helped so many different people to the point that his own family is envious and angry that he helps people so much outside the family. He should keep the money within the family. At a point, he stopped talking to his family because his family was stopping him from helping people. Adebayo, Emmanuel Adebayo. He is so kind to a fault. Yes, so kind to a fault. He helped so many people. People I would have wished to help. So when I see people helping the people that I wish to help, I feel like the person is helping me too. But he fell out with Funny Face and some other people like Bolare and some other such people. But according to Funny Face, he came back and apologized to all these people. All of them accepted that he was sick, except one person, Father Dixon. Find me a photo of Father Dixon. Yeah? Father Dixon refused to accept his apology. And I'll tell you why. Come here. When Funny Face was going through his things, I remember I met Father Dixon. I had gone to despite media for an interview. And after the interview, you know, most of the time you go in and say, oh, Father Dixon, how are you doing? And he's a big fan of my show. He's a big fan of Blakk Rasta. Look, Father Dixon can tell you what I said yesterday, what I said today on radio, what I said 2 weeks ago. That man is addicted to Blakk Rasta show. Ask him anywhere you see him. But he told me, I cannot employ you because my radio station here, if I put you here, I will lose 1, political favor, and 2, I will lose some other things. I said, I understand the kind of person you are. Ask Father Dixon anytime. I love him and I respect him. You understand that? Now, Father Dixon, when I went to greet him, I brought out the issue. I said, Father Dixon, Funny Face is not well. He made some allegations and sent some insults to you. I hope you are not taking that to heart. You will go and visit him at a psychiatric hospital. You know what Father Dixon told me? I hope he doesn't get angry when I say things like this. But I'm going to explain to you why he didn't accept the apology of Funny Face. Father Dixon said, Blakk Rasta, he's a pretender, he's not sick. I don't believe that he's sick. This is what he does to get sympathy from the public. That's what Father Dixon said. And he's entitled to his. I don't know what kind of experience he had with Funny Face. From where I stand, I think that Funny Face is not well. Or he had a mental breakdown. In the same vein as Abena Koko. How many people said Abena Koko was only a flirtatious girl who was lying that she was sick? Sometimes I wish that those who are attacking them would have their sicknesses transferred to these attackers so that they will have first-hand experience of what they are going through. Abena Koko comes here. We sit down, we talk, everything. There's no day Abena Koko would come here that any one of us here would have an erection because we understand what she's going through. But there are some irresponsible people who would still sleep with sick people like that. She's not well. We all could be sick. You go and sleep with her and you even have an erection. And then you get up and say you have come. You are, oh yeah, Charlie, you feel I'm. Oh, my brother. Remember the last day. Remember judgment. Remember posterity. A lot of guys. Abena Koko comes here and she tells me how many. Some of them she has not even come out with. It's sad. Funny Face also went through the same thing. But because our nation does not have any respect for mental health, sometimes we think that people are pretending. Well, Funny Face has said something sad and it's touched my heart. He has had twins. And he said, watch this, that he's never been able to see his twins. Because of what? Because he's broke. I haven't seen my twins in 4 years because I'm broke. And when you read the story, it's sad. He says people are sabotaging him. He used to have ambassadorial deals. Now nobody is, calling him because of your attitude, my brother. And I know it's not your fault. Hey, which company would like to have an ambassador who come on social media and use unprintable words on people? Umame, upapa, unana. Like, no. All those companies, all those brands also have brands to protect. So if they bring a brand to enhance their brand and it's rather demeaning the brand, nobody needs to sabotage you. People will not come for you. It's like me. I am radical when it comes to my utterances. There are some brands that would not want me. And I'm okay. I will not change. There are some brands that are also radical and they are there for the truth. Before God created me, he told me already, I'm going to put the truth in your mouth. You are going to be an orphan because the truth stands alone. Are you ready? I said, yes, sir. I'm ready, Father. And he put the truth in my mouth. So when people are running away from me, I said, Father, unto you be the glory. Minsu. Depi Minsu. That was how I was created. I agreed with God that this is what I'm going to do. That is why I've learned how to fast. As I'm talking to you, my brother, I'm fasting. That's why my lips are so dry. I learned how to fast so that nobody can entice me with their coins. That's why when Cheddar was talking about peanuts that he has, and I was laughing. If I wanted to be rich, we could have been 10 times richer than all these people. After all, it's a game of, you know what I mean. So, Asamoah Gyan came in, and he did something good. Asamoah Gyan, watch this. This is Asamoah Gyan. And he is calling for people to donate money to Funny Face. And he put his number out, I'm sure with his permission. A lot of people are going to call and insult him. Some are going to call and tease him. Some people whose girlfriends probably he took in the past will call him and say all sorts of things. His problem started when his wife came out and said he was a 1-minute man. From that point, he had a mental breakdown. Up till now, he relapses and all that. All we can do is to pray for him to get well. Run the story. Asamoah Gyan calls for support for Funny Face. And when you read the story, he said he got in contact with Funny Face and he got him some support. He himself has donated 1,000 Ghana cedis and is asking people to donate money to the man. And that is his phone number there. So we've also put his phone number there. Those who want to support him, why not? His number there is, that's a Momo line, is 0244 812-335. That is his number. All right, so Funny Face, we wish you all the best. God be with you. Dash it away, my youth. Now the last story, right? Come here, my youth. And we're going to spend just about 2 minutes on this, and we'll be done. Next story. Next story, please pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention in the service of the nation. Pay attention. Last story. And the last story, my brother, is another interesting story that we have to look at. And that story touches my heart so much. My brother, my sister, put the screenshots there. Now, what are the screenshots for the final story? I have never been a politician. And this is GABBY OTCHERE-DARKO. How many of us know this man? He is the pseudo Prime Minister of Ghana. In an interview, he said that he doesn't have power, he only has influence. Influence in itself is power, isn't it? If you have influence, if I know I talk to Stanley, he will do something for me. And I know that if I talk to Fellini, he will do something for me. That's power in itself. How many people can sit there and say, you see, if I sit here and call the king, he's going to come. Meanwhile, the king has power over you. It's influence. And influence itself is power. Run the story, my youth. Let's look at it briefly. We're going to take the first 2 paragraphs and we'll be done. Run it, my youth. The senior partner and co-founder of Africa Legal Associates, ALA, GABBY OTCHERE-DARKO, has said he is not a politician, contrary to the views held by a cross-section of Ghanaians. Now, OTCHERE-DARKO was recently named one of the 50 most influential Africans by the Africa Report, a leading international news magazine. Dash it away. It's an open secret. He's the cousin of the president. He can hire and fire. If this is not power, it's what? During our power crisis, in fact, the power boss cried that whilst they were trying to find solutions, GABBY OTCHERE-DARKO was the one who was hiring and signing contracts on behalf of the nation. If you're not a politician, then You come on social media and you are politicking, talking about your party in power, never ever spoken a single bad word about your party. Always praising it and saying other things like that, left, right, and center. Is that not politicking? Well, anybody can say whatever they want. He's a man that I like, though. He's a wonderful man. Never met him. But it's interesting. There was a time his own party asked him to step aside because he was destroying all the good things they were doing. You all remember that, right? Any which way. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonum, where we speak truth to power. Time now to go. Let's see your final messages, and we are out of here. Delari says, come here. Wayo. Hail Marcos says, I am lucky to catch you live again today. I am also happy to have you. Sufyan Suleimana says, maximum respect. My Godfather, patriotism forever. Wayo. Zache Emmanuel says, sorry, Daddy. I was late for class today. I promise it won't happen again. Much love, Black Rasta Governor from Wusuta. Isa, prominent king, says, they have their clubs at heart more than their countries. Oh, yes. Seydou Abu says, Youth Prophet Black Rasta, please voice out of the changing of the Ghana constitution. It must change now. It doesn't help the nation, but favoring the criminals. This is the time to be voicing out. Yes, we've been talking about it. We need to change some aspects of the constitution. That is, something we've talked about and we're still talking about. Adam Roti says, the red stands for Sobolo. That's it. Some of these players think they are doing the country a favor. When I remember Agogo bleeding to score for Ghana, it was so lovely. And look at how Agogo died. Guanini Boy says, I love this teaching. I love the lecture. Black, even if I am here, I still download it and share it to friends and family to listen. Thank you so much. Seydou Abu says, Youth President Black Rasta, please find one day to have an interview with Mr. Odeke. ODK, about his message to Ghanaian youth. Mr. ODK has something good for the nation. Big up Youth President Black. Yeah, sure. If you are close to him, just ask him to give us a call. We will listen to him. Black Rasta, please have an interview with Mr. ODK. We'll do that. Kwame David says, good to see you, Black Rasta. Good to see you too, Kwame. Kwame David. What the Adam says, Musa, you are forgiven. Because if I follow Black Rasta on radio before midday news, if you follow Black Rasta on radio before midday, you would have known. Of course, that was what I was saying. What the Adam says, you will not make such useless comments. Well, that's what it is. All right. More comments? Okay, so this is where it all ends. And I want to say thank you so much. Share the message. And remember to subscribe and encourage other people to also subscribe. And remember, we are doing the tour of Ghana. The numbers on the screen, you can send your donations. If you're sending us a bank transaction, that's it there, Black Empire Media, is GT Bank. Make sure that you send to us. We would always acknowledge whatever we receive. We thank you. We appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And my Professor Albion Mens, all the way from the University of Central Missouri, yesterday sent us a beautiful, in fact, donation. I'll find out from him if he wants us to mention it. We certainly will put it out. He sent a donation to us. Thank you so much, Prof. We love you and we appreciate you. Okay. Wayo! Power!